Hare Krishna, devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So thanks for joining for this morning. So, as we are continuing reading this Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name, so far we have completed this section up to the page 76. Now, I will be reading the how should one respect the spiritual master. The question may arise how to properly respect the spiritual master in order to avoid an offense against him. First, both the Diksha Guru and the Siksha Guru must be understood as intimate servants of Krishna. They are manifestations of his energy. One should never mistakenly regard the Guru as an ordinary person. Krishna has sent him to the discipline as his eternal spiritual master, and he should always be worshipped as a dear servant of the Lord. The spiritual master should always be worshipped before one starts to worship Krishna. He should be offered a nice seat, shoes, food, bathing, cloth, etc. Then, with his permission, the deities of Sri Radha and Krishna can be worshipped. Food should first Food should first be offered to the deities and then to the spiritual master. Then the prasada may be offered to other Vaishnavas. One cannot worship Radha or Krishna without the permission of the spiritual master. Before chanting the holy names, one should also remember the spiritual master and his instructions. It helps to invoke his presence by prayer while chanting. There are further statements in the Vedas. One should, for example, respect his bed, that is, one should not sit or lie down on his bed, as well as his seat, his shoes, his vehicle of transport, the water from his food bathing, and his picture of photograph. Furthermore, in the presence of one's guru, one should not worship another person as guru. Moreover, one one should accept the spiritual master as his lord and master and follow his words. By seeing him, one should prostrate him before him. One should glorify the guru in a loud voice. Jaya Srila Prabhupada, and should never fail to abide by his orders. One should accept the remnants of his food as prasadam and never discuss topics in the presence of the Guru if he does not like to hear them. Humbly surrendering to the lotus feet of the Guru, one should act in such a way that he is satisfied. By following these injunctions, while performing Sankirtan of Krishna's name, one will attain all perfections. Initiation. Now, an important question arises, which of course affects many bhaktas and bhaktins. How will I be initiated? Initiation is given after having received knowledge about the holy name from the Guru. When full faith in the holy name has developed in the heart, this is again an indication on how the qualifications of a Vaishnava are related to his chanting of the holy name. One who chants with full faith is qualified for initiation because he has received and can appreciate the most important present from the spiritual master, the holy name. How and why does the third offense appear? Whenever we see the spiritual master with mundane vision and consider him an ordinary human being, the third offense appears. Because the spiritual master walks amongst us like one of us, we need to be careful not to commit this distrust offense by treating him like an ordinary person. The best is to concentrate on his lectures and spiritual instructions and not on his physical appearance, which seems to be like ours. To equate the Guru with an ordinary human being is wrong because the body of an advanced devotee is different from an ordinary person's body, as it is fully spiritualized due to his full engagement in devotional service. How can the third offense be rectified? The third offense can be very easily committed by failing to follow one of the many instructions received from the spiritual master. If one has rejected or disrespected a bona fide Nama Diksha Guru because of bad company or contact with nonsensical literature, one should immediately give up such unfavorable company and literature and repenting piteously fall at the Guru's lotus feet. Since the Guru is very merciful, he will re-establish a fallen discipline in his former position. By continuing to chant, the discipline will attain prema, pure love of God. This is wonderful feature of the third offense. While approaching the bona fide spiritual master, one can always count on his mercy. Of course, one should endeavor to extinguish the causes of one's disrespect and not commit this offense again and again. This is strongly emphasized by Narada Muni. One must conquer the modes of passion and ignorance by developing the modes of goodness, and then one must become detached from the modes of goodness by promoting oneself to the platform of Shuddha Sattva. All this can be automatically done if one engages in the service of the spiritual master with faith and devotion. In this way, one can conquer the influence of the modes of nature. To King Yudhishthira in Srimad Bhagavatam 7:15-25, even if the heart is filled with passion and ignorance, and one repeatedly undergoes difficulties in his spiritual life, one is promoted to the platform of goodness just by worshipping the spiritual master. Thus, one can completely conquer the influence of the modes. What is the greatest offense? A devotee once asked Srila Prabhupada, who answered, the first offense is if you accept Guru and again disobey him, then what is your position? You are not a gentleman. You promise before Guru, before Krishna, before the fire that I shall obey your order, I shall execute this, and again you do not do this. Then you are not even a gentleman. What to speak about being a devotee? This is common sense. Lecture from 11 to 75. Number 4, offense. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in the pursuance of the Vedic version. Shruti Shastra Nindanam. The four defects in the human acquisition of knowledge. Why has Krishna given us the Vedic literature, and why should we accept the four Vedas as they have been revealed to us by Krishna? The process to gain knowledge with one's own resource is obstructed by the four natural faults of the human being. First one, Brahma, the propensity to commit errors. To err is human. This happens when the senses are not fully attentive. Pramada, to be subjective to illusion. This is due to imperfect sense perception. One sees something, but it is something different. Vipralipsa, the propensity to cheat oneself and others. In other words, things are reported in a different way as they have been perceived. Number 4, Karana Pathava, the imperfect senses and imperfect mind. Our senses can therefore not be relied on as absolute authority. Especially in spiritual affairs, the senses are very limited. They cannot perceive anything but unconscious matter. Without Krishna's help, the spiritual platform would be completely inaccessible. Therefore, Krishna gave us the four Vedas, which are beyond the four faults of our senses. They enable us to proceed towards the spiritual goal. Thus, through the Vedas, ignorance is extinguished and transcendence is revealed. The teachings of
You can stop, Prabhu. You can summarize.
yes, well, I'm stopping here. So again, coming to the respect to the towards the spiritual master, uh, there are a lot of things are described in the Vedas, but here Maharaj has given a main important points like spiritual master should always be worshipped before one starts to worship Krishna, and he should be offered a nice seat, shoes, food, bathing, cloth, etc. Then, with his permission, the deities of Sri Radha and Krishna can be worshipped. Food first should be offered to the deities, and then to the spiritual master, and then to the other Vaishnavas. Then we can take. So these are the very basic principles and respect towards the spiritual master. And after that, one should not. Consider or one should not see spiritual master as a normal human being. Although spiritual master is taking our human body, doesn't mean that he's as similar to other like normal personalities. And also whatever the things utilized by the spiritual master, we need to have strong respect to those things, like it is expressed in the Vedas also, and here also Maharaj described a little bit, like we should not sit on his bed, and we should not uh, use his seat, but vehicle of transport has to be and also it's food bathing. All these things sideways we have to be see very carefully. It is not like in the mundane thinking or mundane platform. And whenever, and also whenever we are chanting, we are glorifying, it has to be do with our whole heart, with full faith and with a strong conviction. So in that way, we need to see the spiritual master. And also, after taking initiation from the spiritual master, we have taken a lot of promises in front of fire, in front of deities, in front of spiritual master. So uh, we should not neglect instructions, and we should not degrade ourselves with the bad association or whatever it is. We have to be very very careful in order to follow all the instructions for the rest of our life. That is very very important, so that otherwise it's a big offense. And also, whenever we see the spiritual master with mundane vision and consider him an ordinary mean, uh, it's a big offense. The third in here, the third offense comes into the picture. So we should not commit that under any circumstances. uh, Next one, the final here is, if one has rejected or disrespected his bona fide spiritual master, Amadiksha Guru, because of the bad company or contact with nonsensical literature, one should immediately give up such unfavorable company and literature, and repenting piteously fall at the Guru's lotus feet, which is very very important. It has to be very carefully guard ourselves in order not to go into these situations, because by doing so, we cannot attain the pure love of God, and we cannot get the taste. The In that way, we will degrade ourselves. Although we are in the Kali Yuga, most of time our like we are like passion ignorant. We need to put our endeavor to come to the goodness. So by serving Guru and Krishna, definitely one day we will come to the Shuddha Sattva. That is what we need to be focused. So if the heart is filled with passion, ignorance, and this is a snippet taken from the Srimad Bhagavatam. If the heart is filled with passion, ignorance, and one repeatedly undergoes difficulties in spiritual life, one is promoted to the platform of goodness just by worshipping the spiritual master. See, when we have that faith and when we have that conviction towards the spiritual master, definitely no matter whatever is present in our heart, that will be transferred to the goodness, slowly to the pure goodness. But that the situation, how we are dealing, I mean, like inside from our heart, is very very important. uh, in that way we can overcome all these offenses, because when your heart is filled with offenses internally, uh, you cannot chant. I mean, like, the whole reason is that to get purified. But in order to that one, these are the kind of prerequisites to overcome all these offenses.